Right, finally, Chelsea are getting exactly Nyomu here, Nyomu Shishe, Nia Omape, and everything that they've needed to make sure that they go ahead and sign the two most important players for the transfer window. To be very honest, throughout this transfer window, Chelsea have signed from last season, last 2 seasons, stuff like that. But this is probably the most important thing that they have to do, and they are this close. So it's this is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing us. Your best place for football tactical analysis. If it's about analysis, it's about in-depth breakdown. If it's about player profiling, it's about tactics on the foot, and the storytelling I come on yeah, then this is the best place for you. Thank you very much for choosing. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. In the notification turn do choose all. We make sure that also, whilst we give you the analysis for you to enjoy, we give you bet codes that you also go onto Betway to go and win as well. Today, the Europa League and Conference League games are on, but there's going to be the Champions League draw today at the UEFA headquarters. So I'm going to give you the UEFA League and Champions League, the UEFA League and Conference League games that are going to go on. We are going to give you all of those games for you to go and stick and then get some very, very good money here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So again, like I said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Turn notification and notification turn and do choose all, just so anytime that there is content here, you are first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Like we do always, like say a very, very big thank you to Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Yesumo Spare Part Dealership Shop. It is your best place for anything spare parts, for anything dealership. The only place you get it is Yesumo Spare Part Dealership Shop. They are Abosokai Post Office in Accra. Just by the Abosokai Post Office. If you are not close to Abosokai Post Office, then they do what they call the nationwide delivery. Wherever you are in the country, Yesumo can deliver your goods to you. So you call them on 059-313-8221. Yesumo will deliver to you. Again, if you want clothes, if you want shirts, if you want tops, if you want shorts, if you want apparel, slippers, anything that you wear, then the best place is for you to go to MOB Clothing. MOB Clothing will take very, 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 very good care of you when it comes to the clothes. They also do a very, very good delivery, but they are at Tudu, that flower station at Tudu. That is where you find MOB Clothing. Just call them also on 0200 668 708 0200 668 708 0200 668 708 just so everything goes on nicely for you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Where do we start from? Where do we start from today? There's going to be the big one. Champions League games is going to go on for almost every club that's qualified for the Champions League in England. It was Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa did not qualify this time. Man City, Arsenal, and then Liverpool. 5 teams qualified from there. In Spain, the top teams also did qualify. Also, plus Atletico de Bilbao also did make a qualification this year. Then if you go to other countries like France or so, had some interesting teams qualify. Italy, interesting teams qualifying. Of course, Inter Milan, who were finalists the last time, are going to be there again. Barcelona, who missed out in the semi-finals, are going to be there again. Real Madrid, who left the competition early last season, are going to be there again. So it's going to be an interesting Champions League conversation. The draw is going to go on. What we know, and the biggest part of the conversation as it stands, is the fact that Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and then Dortmund and Inter, this 16th. If you take Chelsea, they can meet one of these two, this 16 I've mentioned, at least two of them. One at Stamford Bridge, one away from home. If you take Barca, they'll meet two of them, one at the Spotify Camp Nou or wherever, and also one away from home. If you take Madrid, they'll meet two of them, one at the Santiago Bernabeu and one at home. Also, there's going to be Paris Saint-Germain. That will meet two of them, one at the Parc des Princes and also one away from home. So it's really going to be interesting. I mean, I'm giving how the things are going to go on, giving the Champions League pairing. And now don't forget, say a league phase nearby. It's not a group phase again. A league phase now. You play a selected of I think somewhere around 6 matches in the pot. I think about 8 of them. You play 6 home and away 6 times. You don't play home and away actually. You play whether you play home, whether you play away. There are some games that you don't have to play home and come and play away until you get to the knockout phase of the competition where you play the normal home and away, so it's the league phase that you're going to see for the very first, not for the very first time, the second time. And I think that last season when the league phase started, it was interesting. I think that the league phase was interesting. At the beginning, a lot of us were a little bit coy, say, oh, how is it going to go? Are we going to have is it going to be as interesting as the Champions League in England? Won't we suffer some games being interesting and can we get Champions League that is very, very good for all of us? But true be told, as it stands now, we have seen an excellent Champions League display across all teams, especially from last season. Look at how Barca made that run to the final and then of course went to beat Internazionale Milan and then won the trophy. That is the quality of Football Club Barca, and that is the quality of both teams, the quality of Barca. Of course, how well Inter also played. Of course, they didn't manage to win the competition, but then they played well as well. See, I'm certain that this season the Champions League is going to be a very, very good one for all the clubs that are in. And in the transfer window, Chelsea seem to be getting exactly what they need, like I told you. Before CFS starting, a couple of days, weeks ago, Chelsea had been struggling with a sale of three critical players. But it looks as if, say, at Stamford Bridge, the sporting directors are very certain, say, in Kunku, Nicholas Jackson, Tyree George, they are going to go. And in fact, today, one of the conversations I've had from Rahman Osman and the likes of Rahman keeps on mentioning that um, the issues around Nicholas Jackson, he has already agreed personal terms already. Also, from last night, he also got a hint that AC Milan and Chelsea have also agreed personal terms. Erin Kunku have agreed personal terms for him. Now, there are a few details when it comes to that. In fact, Chelsea believes that when it comes to Christopher Nkunku, there are going to be more clubs that will press the panic button in the final week. What's the final week? In the final few days of the transfer window. So for them, they are patient, they are calm, they are waiting for that to happen. They say that it is very, very certain that there are going to be clubs that are going to press that panic button. Some of them, their player is going to get injured. Some of them, the player that they wanted is going to be too costly, and then they will turn to Christopher Nkunku. But the good thing, however, is that the one person as we free Chelsea, it can free up the space for Chelsea to bring in their desired targets in and an extra number 10 in a branch friend is Jabi Alonso is just close to the exit. And yesterday, the news is that Christopher Nkunku, AC Milan came onto the market. AC Milan for the bar markets now. They are willing to pay an evaluation between 35 million plus add-ons 36 thereabouts in euros. Now, if you take it into pound, it is about 28 point something million pounds. Something that Chelsea think is a little bit slow. But Chelsea will not have an issue. What is it? Most of the times when AC Milan comes into a Chelsea player, they ask for a loan. This time, it's a permanent deal from the beginning. Milan for have been clear to Chelsea that they want to buy Christopher Nkunku on a permanent deal. Now, if you go into their team, they've lost some attackers. They've lost Tammy Abraham, a young striker from Mexico, whereby now he's not too proven. They want somebody who can give them goals and can also play behind the striker. Or if Max Allegri airborne a 3-5-2, now you can play him with a main number 9 or anyone, then Nkunku runs up him. That is exactly what Max Allegri wants to do. Now, in that AC Milan team, there's a French national. I mean, Yusuf Fofana is in there. All of these players are there, and they would want to make sure that they get the player Christopher Nkunku to Milan just so they can compete. Over the weekend in their first game in the Italian Serie A at San Siro, Milan could not win. Milan could not win their game in the Italian Serie A at the San Siro. It wasn't a game that AC Milan were able to win. So, I mean, it has put them under a lot of pressure. It has put them under a lot of stress, and then they need an attacker. And that attacker, has been a branch here friend Christopher Nkunku, who, as it stands now, Milan for are very much interested in making sure that they bring them to AC Milan. It's just he can't strike a crack. But then once the first club has come that they want Nkunku for permanent, what it means is that Chelsea will just have to stall it. They will stall it, Kaka. They will not agree or not disagree with the deal at the beginning. They will say, okay, that's it. Give us some time. We are deliberating. We are looking at it. Then they'll give themselves 2-3 because the transfer window is ending next week. I think Monday or so. That's when the transfer window is ending. So if they're able to wait, deliberate, and buy some time, they'll see if other clubs will come. If other clubs come, they'll say, oh, AC Milan brought 28 point something million. If we really want straight ahead to get a player, then just up the money small. We can do somewhere around 38 million or 39 million or 40 million in euros. That will come down to somewhere around 35 million in pounds or 32 million in pounds. That will take it quickly. Will convince the boys to go in there and play for you. So let's get a job done quickly and let's him out. But and as we know, once that is done, Chelsea will get more money. And once that happens, also it means that Xavi Simons is going to come to Chelsea. So it's clear. And Nkunku is right there, and that's going to happen to Xavi Simons. Now, from yesterday, I'm sure say you heard a story around Xavi Simons where people kept on saying that just because Chelsea have delayed, Tottenham must have entered the race. According to Mike Eagle, now Mike is essentially reporting that regardless of the fact that Chelsea have not finalized that deal for Xavi Simons, yes, Tottenham must have gone back to him again. But Xavi Simons has not given a green light. He has not told Tottenham Hotspur that he is willing to join them and then ditch Chelsea. He now his agents are just listening because see he's not stupid. They are in the final week of the transfer window. They'll want to at least listen to offers and then see if in case Chelsea doesn't go through. It's the same way Chelsea have gone to Football Club Barcelona to go and also inquire about Fermin Lopez. What we are hearing is that Barca will not sell Fermin Lopez for less than 70 million. Something I think is outrageous, and Chelsea will not do that purchase for Fermin Lopez for 70 million. That is a little too much. I'm a little over the line for them. So when it comes to all of this, now the main target is a certain Xavi Simons right after Christopher Nkunku. Like I explained yesterday again, somebody asked me to explain why the UEFA is asking Chelsea to sell players on the Conference League and they are not doing that for Barcelona. Now, Barca had a different settlement agreement. In all of the clubs that were caught in that net, Chelsea and Barcelona were inclusive. But UEFA gave Barca a different settlement agreement. They gave them to pay a certain amount of money over a certain time. But for Chelsea, a lot of the things that Chelsea did were in a short time frame. So it looked as if Chelsea intentionally did the things that they did. So they asked us to actually pay 60 million over a time frame and then also make sure that you balance. Chelsea are not saying that sell players from conference league. They said balance it. So balance in the sense that if there is an old player from the conference league and you're not using them, then make sure you sell. Sell. Try and sell before so that you get numbers, good numbers in your books before you can bring the new one onto it. So that's exactly what they're doing. But I mean, the sporting directors and the entire at Chelsea say that they are very confident these guys will be registered. It's no problem at all. They'll be done by the time the window closes for the Champions League as well. So that's exactly what Chelsea are doing in that regard in terms of the football that they can play, the players that they are bringing in and stuff like that. So that is good in that regard. But also, yesterday, all throughout Germany, there is good news. Good news on the part of Nicolas Jackson. Now, Nicolas Jackson, we know the story. I mentioned yesterday that Chelsea has just one more international loan opening left. One more international loan opening. As in, only one more player, just one player can go out on loan outside of England. And Bayern, led by Max Abel, in the last few hours, have been very, very, very keen on Nicolas Jackson. In fact, it started with Christopher Nkunku, but it looks as if they are much more interested in Nicolas Jackson, my man called Nico Jacko, than Christopher Nkunku. So what is going on is that Bayern said that they are willing to buy Nicolas Jackson on a loan right now. They will pay a loan fee, they will pay his salary, and then also with an obligation to buy next year. And it looks very likely because any dry loan, it's not just a loan where they are going to pay his salary and that's all. They'll give Chelsea money for the loan. I hear they are going to see somewhere around 10 million just for the loan. Then again, over there, they'll make sure that next year they'll pay somewhere around 35 million for Jackson for the outright purchase because he has played 1 year already for them. If you add, it becomes 45 million for Nicolas Jackson. Again, it's one of those deals where the Chelsea sporting directors think that it's low and they need to take their time. Yes, they want that money, but they need to take their time. Already, Nicolas Jackson has agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich. He wants to go to Bayern Munich. And I think that Bayern is an excellent challenge for Nicolas Jackson. I said it several times that Bayern's plan have changed. They don't just want to play the game and go into Europe and stuff like that. They say they want to be more sustainable in winning in Germany. They want to continue winning in Germany. In the next few years, the focus is about dominating Germany even more because they feel like a bit and a part of that dominance in Germany has waned off with certain coaches that have come in and they've not performed well in recent times. Thomas Tuchel and the likes. Xavi Alonso coming to win the league with Bayern for Leverkusen. It has not been good for them. So they want to exert some more dominance at home. They want to exert some more dominance at where they are, when in Germany. And that's what they're trying to do. So they believe that players like Nicholas Jackson, after the sale of Kingsley Coman away to go and play in the Saudi Pro League, they believe strongly that Nicholas Jackson comes in and he helps them. Again, Chelsea, like I said, are taking their time to make sure that they do an evaluation before, if they are going to take the money for Nicholas Jackson, that they will take. If not, then they are not going to take the money. Because, like I said earlier on, they believe strongly, say, as the transfer window is going to a close, and in the days, the seconds goes into minutes, minutes goes into hours, hours goes into days. What it means is that clubs are going to panic. A lot of them are going to panic. They think strongly that these clubs are going to panic, and if they panic, they'll press the panic button. They'll come to them. They'll pay huge sums of money for Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku. And in fact, yesterday, one of the reports that again I saw is that Chelsea are willing to send their medical team to Germany on the final day of the transfer window. They are willing to send their medical team to Germany on the final day of the transfer window, just so they have to finalize the deal for Xavi Simons, and it will delay. He will do the medicals there and then, the basic medicals there and then, the first part of the medicals, and then later on, they will make sure that they finalize all of those papers and get Xavi Simons into their team. So Xavi here, he is very integral, and then it's on the right path for Chelsea Football Club for them to have their man Xavi Simons as things are going on. Very, very interesting player, how things are going to go on from there. Of course, on the part of Barcelona, after saying Enake Pena was able to lead the club. Now it's more about making sure that Barca has to register Wojciech Szczesny as it stands now. It's important. They need to be able to register Wojciech Szczesny going forward into it. Of course, for Enake Pena, they made him extend the contract before they gave him. They made him extend the contract before they gave him out on loan. And now we're expecting that Barca are going to have that contract extension. After that contract extension, they'll be able to register a certain man called Wojciech Szczesny as their second or third choice goalkeeper next to Juan Garcia, just so things are going to go on well for Football Club Barcelona. And of course, on the other hand, like I said, the Champions League draw is going to be on. Let me hear from you. Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see play who? Barca, who do you want to see them play? Madrid, who want to see them play? Chelsea, who do you want to see them play? Man United, yesterday, total capitulation for Manchester United. And who win Amorim? Who win Amorim? It was not good. Bad performance from Manchester United. Grimsby, Charlie, well, sometimes these things happen in lower tier football when you play games like this away from home. It's difficult for you to um, sometimes win matches like this, and that is how sad the Manchester United story has been. The fact that they have not been able to win, they have struggled to win, even against lower division, fourth division team. Grimsby, fourth division team, Grimsby, and still Manchester United have not been able to win it. It is very bad. It is very, 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 very bad for Manchester United for them to be where they are now. I don't know how things are going to go. They went down to penalties. The first one was missed by Cunha. They replayed it again. People went over, and then next one, Brian Mbumo won't stand by it, and then also missed that penalty again. So it's literally a Manchester United that is in a very, very bad state. And like I said, it's going to take something radical to get Manchester United out of this place. It's not going to take anything usual. Trust me. It's not going to take just the regular changing of coaches. It's not going to take just the regular, oh, we buy that player when then we go and buy another radical. It's going to be probably some youth projects like Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Chelsea that gives you that result that you desire. Or else it's going to be another story after story after story after story on Manchester United. This is a Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Like I say, the codes for today's games are right there in the description of the video below. We'll draw the curtain here this morning. We will be back with you later in the day on Isha. You can't miss that show today. You just cannot miss it. exactly at 11. That video we posted here. You not somewhere around 11:30. You can't miss it. If you miss it, then you've missed a lot. The child is going to be in trouble. I'll see you. Bye bye.